everyone, myself Dr. M. Vinayak, working as a assistant professor from the Department of Agriculture Engineering, Aditya University. Up to last class, we have discussed the sowing operation as well as different types of seed cum fertilizer drill as well as seed drills, as well as we have discussed the intercultural operations like sprayers, dusters, weeders. So up to now this one was completed. We can move on to the harvesting operations as well as harvesting equipments, as well we can discuss the threshing operation. Today's lecture we can discuss the study of harvesting operations, definition of the harvesting and principle of cutting the crop. As well we can study the threshing systems also. So these are the learning outcomes of the today's lecture. So define the harvesting and threshing, principle of cutting a crop. The main content of this unit, so definition of the harvesting as well as methods and terminology related to harvesters. In this lectures we have studied the reapers, movers and windrowers and their types and working adjustment, and also we can study the threshing system, manual and mechanical threshing system. Here threshing system nothing but separation of grain from the crop material, that is called as a threshing system. So in upcoming slides or upcoming lectures we can study the in detail regarding the threshing as well as harvesting. So next one, we can study the threshing drums and concave clearance as well as application of the threshing drums. Different types of threshing drums are available. We need to study different types of threshing drums. Let's move on to the types of thresher, tangential and axial thresher, factor affecting the threshing performance. So here factor affecting nothing but what type of crop parameter affect on the threshing, like so moisture content present over the crop material during the process of harvesting, as well as how much grains per kernels also affect process of the threshing. So like some mission parameters also will affect the threshing performance. Next one is the chaff cutters and capacity calculation. Chaff cutters nothing but so cutting of the large size of the grain into large size of the chaff material, animal feeder material into the small size. So that is also we can study in this unit. Let us move on to the definition of the harvesting. So harvesting is nothing but cutting, picking, plucking, digging or combination of these three. Cutting, picking, plucking, digging or combination of this operation for removing the crop material from underground or above the ground surface. Okay, underground or above the ground surface, or removing the useful parts or fruits from the plant. So harvesting nothing but cutting, picking, plucking, digging or combination of these three operations. So whatever the useful part present over in the plant as well as crop material, we need to remove them. Okay, so suppose we can take the groundnut as well as root crops. Availability of vegetables was available in below the earth surface. So we need, by the process of digging, we need to collect the useful part from the below the earth surface. So most of the field crops, the availability of part will be available above the earth surface. Okay, so like this. So here different process of harvesting is there. Next one is that this harvesting operation can be carried out in the four ways: slicing action with a sharp tool, earning action with a rough serrated edge, high velocity single element impact with a sharp or dull edge, two element scissors type action. Okay, so let us look on to the slicing action with a sharp tool. We can move on to the next slide. You can look on the slicing action with a sharp tool. So this one is a sharp tool. By using this sharp tool, we can carry out the harvesting operation. Most of the tea leaves, most of the tea or as well as coffee leaves, we can harvest it this type of small tool. This one is a slicing action. Okay, this one is a slicing action. For the harvesting of tea crop, we are using this type of tools. We can look on to the next operation. That one is a earing action with a rough serrated edge. Let us look on to this sickle. This one called as a sickle. So in this section, this one is a cutting edge. No, this cutting edge provided the serrated edges. Okay. Generally the sickle consists of two types of edges, plain edge or serrated edge. So last slide we can observe this one is a plain edge. This one is a serrated edge. By using this serrated edge, we can harvest the crop, that is comes under airing action with rough serrated edge. Okay, so here in the place of airing action, we can take it as a tearing action also. Tearing action. Okay, so regarding the sickle types, we can discuss in upcoming slides. Okay, so in the place of rough serrated edge, we can place as a plain edge, that is comes under plain sickle. This one is a rough sickle. Plain sickle and rough sickle. Let us look on to the two element scissor type action. Okay, so by the this one is a scissor type structure. Most of the what you call branches harvesting. Some of the useful parts was provided in branches of the trees. For harvesting the branches of the trees, we can use this type of scissor type scissor type tool. These are the sharp cutting edges of the scissor. Okay, by using these sharp cutting edges, we can harvest the stems. Okay, stems are branches of the useful part from the plant. Okay, so these are the different these are the different ways to harvesting the crops. Let us look on to the principle of cutting a crop. So during the process of harvesting, some forces will be act on the plant material. So let us consider this one is a earth surface, this one is a plant material. So this plant material contains grains also. We need to harvest this plant material, right? During the process of harvesting the one plant material, some forces will be act on this plant material. Okay, forces will be act on this plant material. So what type of forces will be act? That is a shearing, bending and compression. Okay, shearing force will be act on this plant material, bending force as well as compression also takes place. These are the three forces will act on the plant material during the process of harvesting. Okay, so the motion of the knife during the process of harvesting, it will be divided into the three types: linear type, reciprocating type and rotary type. Okay, so here linear type nothing but, suppose we can take the sickle and harvest the crop. Suppose we can take the sickle and harvest this crop. This is comes under linear motion. Okay, so coming to the reciprocating motion, most of the cutter bar of the reaper, mower and combine harvester, self propelled combine harvester, they are consist the reciprocating type motion. Okay, so here reciprocating motion nothing but two types of knives they have used. One is a fixed knife, another one is a movable knife. Okay, so the bottom one is a fixed knife and top one is the movable knife. So this movable knife can move the forward as well as reverse direction, like reciprocating direction. So if the plant material will be provided or standard here, during the process of forward and reverse direction, this plant material will be harvested by the action of reciprocating motion of the knife. So here reciprocating motion nothing but forward and reverse direction of the motion. Okay, so next one is a rotary motion. Okay, so here most of the rotary motion we can look on to the grass type harvesting. Okay, so if we need to, sometimes we need to harvest the grass for the animal feeding purpose, we can go to the rotary type harvesting. Okay, rotary type flail shedders also available for harvesting the grass type fodder. So that is a thing: linear, reciprocating and rotary. These are the principle of cutting a crop. Okay, next look on to the some terminologies or some important information regarding the harvesting. Rotary cutters, it have knife. Rotary cutters, it has a knife rotating in a horizontal plane, such as rotary lawn mowers. So suppose one rotor is there, this one is one rotor, vertical rotor. So this vertical rotor consists a set of knives. This knife will be rotated in a horizontal direction. It will be rotated like this. Okay, so most of the lawn mowers consist this type of mechanism. Okay, so the rotary cutters effective width ranges 1 to 2.1 meters, a single rotor, usually with the 2 or 4 knives. Okay, so here how many knives are there? 4 knives are there. If the rotor was consist with the 4 knives, the working width is 1 to 2.1 meter, right? So the peripheral speed or peripheral velocity of this type of rotary cutters ranges 51 to 76 meter per second. The velocity of this rotor is 51 to 76 meter per second. Next one, the knife or supported arms can be shaped to create the updraft. Okay, so these knives are supported arm. This one is the arm. This supported arm, whatever the harvested, whatever the material we have harvested during the process of rotation of this knife, this arm should be updraft. Whatever the material we have harvested, we need to uplift that harvested material into the from ground surface to leave the swath. Okay, which is rise or larger material and lift the cut material for the further size reduction. Okay, suppose we can observe the lawn mowers, the process of the harvesting which was involved. After harvesting, most of the grain, chaff material, the grass material was very less in size. Why? Because of this arm was uplift. During the process of uplifting the harvested grass, till again size reduction process will be carried out. Okay, so that's why most of the lawn mowers, they can harvest the grass in a small particle size. So next one is a crop harvesting machinery. Harvesting and threshing of a crop consumes 33% of total labor required for growing a crop. Okay, so for only sake of harvesting and threshing, 33% of labors was required for growing the crop. So from suppose we can take the 100 labors was required from tillage to harvesting operation. So in the case of 33 labors, only out of 100, only 33 labors was required for the harvesting crop purpose. Okay, harvesting for cereal or pulses crop require 18 to 25 mans day per hectare. Okay, for harvesting 1 hectare of land area, 80 to 25 labors was required. Okay, next one, after physiological maturity, the crop start drying up rapidly at reach the equilibrium moisture content with the atmosphere within the period of 7 to 10 days. Okay, so why we have discussing this parameter here? So what is the importance of crop harvesting machinery? These are the drawbacks of the existing methods. So suppose we can take the 33% was labor required for harvesting and threshing operation. So 25 labor mans was required to harvest the 1 hectare of land area. So after maturing the crop, within a span of less than 10 days, we need to harvest the crop. So suppose we can take the 100 hectares of land area, we need to harvest at a time. But in this situation, the farmer face the labor shortage. Okay, what will be happen in this situation? The crops may be over dried, as well as here they can call it as a reduces the equilibrium moisture present in the crop. These are the parameter we need to observe. Okay, for the sake of delay in a harvesting operation. After maturing the crop, we should to harvest below less than 10 days. If the more than 10 days, what will be happen? Equilibrium moisture content will be decreases in the crop. Okay, so some grains will be over drying. So for what will be happen if over drying the grains? The nutrient content, the protein or whatever the mineral present over in the grain material, that will be overlap. Okay, so overlap nothing but that will be exhaust to the atmosphere due to the over drying. Okay, so for the to avoid this traditional method disadvantage, by introducing the crop harvesting machinery, we can minimize the losses. Okay, in general, harvesting machine is expected to minimize the production losses. Next, reduce the turnaround time to crop seasons. Okay, reduce turnaround time in a two crop seasons. Okay, so suppose in summer what will happen, summer or winter, so after harvesting the one crop, suppose today we have harvested one crop, so after 20 to 30 days we need to sow the another type of crop. Okay, by using the manual labor for harvesting and threshing operation, it will take the 10 days. Complete harvesting, threshing and drying, this operation will be carried out 10 days. So if the leftover days in this 20 days only or 10 days only. Okay, so these 10 days the farmer need to again the preparation of land, so procurement of seed. These are the different types of operations are doing for the next crop growing. Okay, so by using the agricultural or crop harvesting machinery, the entire harvesting and threshing operation will be carried out only single day, within a hour or within a couple of hours, so that we can reduce the time in between the two seasons, avoid the weather risk. Okay, so the agriculture machinery does not depend upon the weather condition. Okay, next, reduce the cost of harvesting and help the bringing the crop early into the market. So suppose we can take the vegetables. If the today rate of vegetable is some X, okay, the availability of labor is very low in today. Okay, so what will be happen, we definitely we need to harvest the crop today itself only. So in this situation, the agricultural crop harvesting machinery is very advantage to harvest the crop. Okay, so if the day was moving day by day, so the days was moving day by day, what will be happen, whatever the present the cost of the vegetable, that will be reduces. So this X will be less than 10 or less than something. Okay, so the market value of the particular vegetable crops will be reduces if the day by day will be pass. Okay, so whatever the cost high in that day or in that season, we need to harvest the crop, so that we can increase the demand of the crop, we can earn the more money to the farmer. Okay, so as well we can reduce the harvest of the crop. Next, up to now we have covered this section, that is harvesting as well as principle of harvesting. Regarding the principle of harvesting, some linear motion, reciprocating, rotary motion also there. So we have discussed the flail shedder as well, introduction to crop harvesting machinery. In upcoming lectures we can discuss the system of harvesting approaches. Okay, so these are the today's lecture summary. So that is the lecture also emphasizes the importance of harvesting. Study will gain the insight into the introduction to harvesting. Thank you.